Hey there, welcome back. David from Atomic Candy. Just wanted to have a quick discussion. As you can see, Lady Pop Hunter is not here today. I've been trying to get her back, but as I pointed out, she is very busy lately. So, not too long ago, I did a top 10 list. I did a list of the top 10 annoying things that eBay sellers do. And so I wanted to do the opposite of that today. I'm going to talk about the top 10 things that eBay customers do that are really annoying. If you've ever sold on eBay, I've sold on eBay before. I used to do it a lot more. I really hardly do it now. But there are some things, obviously, that eBay customers do that are very frustrating when you're trying to sell. And so I'm going to run down that list here real quick. I'm going to discuss that. And then, of course, it's open to interpretation, so you can go ahead and chime in the comments section. So let's go ahead and get started. And this is in no particular order. I don't think any one is worse than the other necessarily, because they all suck. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Number one thing that annoys me with eBay buyers is people who retract a bid. You have bids on an item, and then they go and they bid really super high to find out what the highest bid of the last person was, and then they retract their bid with some lame excuse. And then, of course, because someone bid and then retracted a bid, that discourages people from bidding further, because then they're curious if that person, the other bidders that is, are curious if that person made that bid and then retracted it because they found out something was wrong with the auction. That's really annoying when they do that. Number two, switching out winning items. I've had this happen to me. I've got a well-known video on this channel about this where someone did a return on something that I sold a while back and returned to me an empty box and got away with it because eBay didn't follow it up, even though I videotaped opening this box. And I have that video on this channel. This is the box that I originally sent to her. And there's nothing here. This is an empty box.
It's empty! It's empty!
So they insist on a return, and then when they send the item back, it's something completely different. It's not in the same condition as the item that you sent, so you know it's not the same one. Or like in my case, there's literally nothing there. They've ripped you off, and there's not too much that can be done about that. Like I said, even with the video, eBay wasn't listening. They wouldn't listen to me because it's a buyer's market on eBay now. Number three thing that annoys me is when they take forever to pay. They bid on the auction, they win, and then they don't pay, and you're ready to go. And it's like 2 days go by, 3 days go by. You send them emails, they don't respond. Then you open... You send them emails, they don't respond. Then you have to open an eBay case, and they get to it before the deadline expires, when eBay will allow you to get your fees back. So just dragging that out for whatever reason. Which takes you to number four, and that's deadbeat bidders. People who never pay and never get back to you. And this causes problems because then when you relist the item, your bids are never as good as they were the first time around, because people think, again, something was wrong with that item. And they're like, well, why didn't this sell? Or was this returned? Or was it defective? Or was there some kind of scam? And every time that happens, I actually had this happen 3 times where somebody didn't pay, and each time the bids got lower and lower. It affects your ability to get future bids. And it's just annoying. I mean, if you made a bid on something, you should pay for it. Number 5, complaining to try to get a partial refund. They want to keep the item, they don't want to send it back, but they want a partial refund. And once again, since eBay is now a buyer's market, if they complain to eBay, eBay is going to force the issue. They're going to force you to cooperate with whatever that buyer wants, even if they don't seem like they're on the level. And that's very frustrating, to send somebody something and have them say, oh, well, I didn't know about this, or oh, it got damaged in shipping. And you don't know if it did or not. They could have had an identical item and they're just claiming it got damaged. There's no way to prove it. That's one of the drawbacks of doing mail order business. Number 6, people who complain to eBay before contacting you. They have a problem with their purchase, and rather than communicating with you, which even eBay recommends, because when you go to the page to make a complaint about an auction, or you're trying to get a refund or a partial refund or send the item back, it says right there, did you attempt to contact the seller first? We recommend that you contact the seller. And they don't. They just go ahead and complain to eBay or file a charge, file a claim before they even talk to you. And that puts the seller on the spot, because sometimes eBay will sanction you because a claim was opened. Simply because a claim was opened, you can get sanctioned sometimes by eBay. It depends on, what's going on or how much it is. And it's like, hey, why'd you have to be such a jerk about it? You couldn't ask me first so that we could work it out. You got to go through eBay and get me in trouble. It's really very rude. Number 7, asking you to put a closed item back up and then not bidding on it. Have you had this one happen, where you have something that closed out and it didn't get any bids, and then you get contacted on eBay and they're like, hey, do you still have such and such? Can you put it back up? I'm interested in it. And then you relist that item and then they don't bid on it. Why the hell did you ask me? I really hate that. I've had that happen a few times. Number 8, contacting you to insult your auction. Have you had this one happen? I've had this happen a couple of times, where somebody contacts me and they're like, why did you say this in the description? Because, oh, why did you say that it was like this? And this isn't this, and this is not in that great of condition. And why are you pestering me? If you don't like it, don't bid on it. You don't need to tell me anything. You're not helping. Some people just want to be rude, I guess. Number 9, asking a million questions and then not bidding. You ever have this happen, where people ask you all kinds of questions about the auction description, condition, shipping, and all sorts of questions, and then after all that, they don't bid? And there's another side of this too, because sometimes the people who nitpick the most in the questions, when they get their item, they're not satisfied with it, and then you get another problem. So honestly, even though that's annoying, sometimes I would prefer that the people that ask a ton of questions don't even bid on the auction anyways, because odds are they're going to stir up trouble later. And number 10, super lowball offers. You have something with a buy it now and it's got a best offer option, but their best offer is just downright insulting. Like, you have something up for, say, $100 and you might take $85 for it. If somebody wants to haggle with you, you're open to it. But then they send you an offer for like $2. Has that happened to you? That's happened to me, and that's just really annoying. It's like, why are you playing games? Do you think I might click yes by accident? And I'll give you one more. Call it number 11. What the hell? One more for the road, right? People who bid and win and then claim they didn't bid on it. Especially with like buy it now items, and they buy it and then you send them an invoice and they're like, I didn't bid on that. That was an accident. I don't understand what happened. And it's like a 2-3 step process to buy something on eBay. You don't accidentally bid on and win an item. You changed your mind, at least admit that you changed your mind. Don't make up stories. It's just really irritating when people do that. But that's my 10 plus 1, I guess, complaints about eBay buyers. Like I said, I don't really sell much on eBay anymore, hardly, because it's too frustrating. It's not like it was back when I used to sell tons of stuff on eBay. It wasn't so bad. Back in the early days, I used to be a toy dealer in Boston back in the 90s. So that was the heyday. Now it's just miserable. But What are your experiences? Do you have something you would add to the list, something you would take away? Go ahead and put your thoughts in the comments section down below. Give it a thumbs up if you got something out of the video. Like, share if you can, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell if you haven't, and check out some of our other content. We do a lot of different things on this channel, and you may find something you like. So that being said, I will see you later, and thanks for watching.